If the Lions go 12-4, I'm sending this tape in to ESPN.
One for the chance, baby. We don't win in the specific years that I want us to win. Let's go! I was big on them in Source Channel. Because he's not the better player. Watch them play football.
Oh my God! You watched the highlights? Did you watch Johnny Manziel's highlights when he? Whoa, guys! Look at me! I'm gonna go throw the ball.
If Stidham outperforms Newton, Stidham's gonna start. That's all you have. How are you gonna win the division with that? How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to our weekly NHL playoffs episode of the Nosebleeds podcast, where today we're going to be recapping everything that's happened in the NHL in this past week. Round 2 is coming to a close. We're going to give you predictions for the rest of Round 2 and maybe even the start of Round 3 if it goes into this week. My name is Nick Antonakis, and I'm lucky to be joined by Andrew Donis and Chris Gambus. Donis, why'd you look so confused for a sec?
How can we predict the next round if we don't know who's winning this one?
Because if we all have these teams going out in 5, because all the series are 3-1, games are going to happen in the next week. So we might have to safety pick a few.
Flyers coming back in 7. Carter Hart's going to have 3 shutout wins.
Okay. I mean,
Stay sleeping.
All right.
Stay sleeping.
All right, I think to start the episode, we won't start with the Flyers. We'll actually dive into the rapid-fire recap if you guys are ready for it.
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's do the rapid-fire recap. Okay, so this week in the rapid-fire recap, we just basically have the entire Western Conference of the NHL. We have the Knights and the Canucks series and the Avs versus Stars series. Why don't we start with the Avs and the Stars? We're all going to go around, give a 30-second to 1-minute spiel about the series, anything relevant that happened, just so we can kind of fly through some things that weren't as important this past week. So who wants to start?
I guess I'll start. I'm very disappointed in the Avs' performance. They have been pretty bad. I expected them to win this in, 6, and they are currently down. What are they down?
3-1.
3-1, and it was 3-2 yesterday. I was hoping they would come back, and they ended up losing like 5-2. It's brutal. I thought they would be good, but not.
I mean, yeah, they're supposed to be very good. So
yeah,
I had the Avalanche going all the way.
I had the Stars beating them because I like the Stars, but I had them beating them in 7 because I didn't think it was going to be easy. But they're making it look pretty easy right now.
Yeah, they're getting shellacked. And a lot of the games haven't even been close. Stars.
Yeah. It's too bad. I mean, I still think at first, when we first did our first NHL predictions episode, all way back when, I think it was like 2.5 months ago, we did have the Stars over the Avalanche. I think we had the Stars going all the way to the Cup final, right, Chris, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and then since then, I think my opinions have changed, and I kind of shifted more towards the Avalanche. And actually, I was high on the Avalanche from the start. It's just majority rules had the Stars going all the way, but I don't know. They're not showing up. McKinnon's doing great, obviously. He leads the NHL in points right now with 27 goals, 13 assists. He's absolutely popping off. But it's not like the rest of the team just isn't stepping up. Their goaltending has been great. They've been letting up a lot of goals, like you've been saying, especially in this last game yesterday, Game 4. They let up 3 goals in the first period straight. Then the Avs stormed back with 2. And then the Stars scored 2 unanswered in the third also, right? I think they scored 2 goals 32 seconds apart. Yeah.
Something like that.
So
by then I was watching the Flyers.
Yeah, it was a struggle for the Avs. I mean, I think they can still push it to like 6 or 7, but it's going to be extremely tough for them.
I don't think they can win 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be extremely tough to win 3 in a row, yeah.
Against a team like the Stars, too, who are playing so well, I don't think that they can win 3 in a row either.
Stars have just totally come alive ever since that first-round series. They've just been tearing through the competition. So, they're looking good. Finally, Stars core is going to get a chance at a cup this year. So, all right. Then we have the Knights and the Canucks series, the other Western Conference second-round matchup. We have the underdog Canucks who started off the series looking pretty good. I think they won Game 2, right? I think it was Game 2. Yeah, they won Game 2, and the Knights won Game 1, and then ever since the Knights have dominated, winning 2 back-to-back games. But
yeah,
the Canucks, I would say they've looked pretty good in defeat, even though it's been a struggle. It's just the Knights are just like way above the Canucks right now. They're just an extremely good team, and I'm really surprised that the Canucks are holding up with them as well as they are right now. Like, I bet a lot of people were picking them to go out in 4. Just like battered bone, just like out. But like they've held into it. Even in losses, they've looked consistent. It's just I think this is the best hockey that they can play against a really good team like the Knights.
I mean, they got beat 5-3 or 5-0, 3-0. It's not. These games haven't been that close. I
thought it was 3-1. Was it 3-1 yesterday?
Yesterday was 5-3.
Yeah.
Oh.
That other game that you were talking
and then the 3-0 shutout that Leonard got. Yeah, because Fleury's not starting.
I think it's clear who's the better team, and that's kind of what's the stats to that. So.
I mean, yeah, I think it was clear from the start, though, that the Knights were going to be the better team. The Canucks really had to pull something crazy to beat them. So it's not too much of a shocker. But, yeah, I did think the Canucks were going to play better, especially based on how they did in the first round. But, yeah.
I just think this story for the Canucks has been great. Getting through the Wilds in the qualifying round after losing Game 1 of that best-of-5 series, they looked like really bad.
Got through the Wild.
No, I know. Not that the Wild are great, but they were projected to lose against the Wild in that qualifying round at first. But they came out, they won that, and then they beat the Stanley Cup defenders, the Blues, reigning Stanley Cup champions, out in 6 games even. So this young core
for the years to come,
definitely. Yeah, because they have a wicked young core. Quinn Hughes, Elias Pettersson. Like, they're just Quinn Hughes.
Yeah, there you go.
You said Hughes.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Hughes, you know what I mean, who is superior, who's shown that he's actually played much better than his brother, even though his brother was taken first overall. But, it's looking good for the Canucks. I really like this team. I hope they can win one more game and maybe to push it to 6, but it's going to be tough because the Knights are really good.
I think the Knights win it in 5.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, every series is 3-1, right?
Yeah, every series is 3-1.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, I think that's about a wrap for the rapid-fire recap, unless anybody has any last-second thoughts to add. No. All right, so that was the rapid-fire recap. And now I say, why don't we dive into some baseball? Because we have a lot of baseball to talk about coming out of the trade deadline. The trade deadline ends today, so a lot of trades to discuss, a lot of things to discuss. Here's the Nosebleeds podcast segment, Clear the Bases. All right, so in the baseball world, we'll start with our hometown team. I mean, at least my hometown team, because neither of you are Red Sox fans. But the Red Sox, they're selling. They get rid of Mitch Moreland. Trading Mitch Moreland to the Padres for some prospects. And who'd they get? They got a third baseman, an outfielder, and then 3 other pieces, I think. Like very minuscule pieces. I think money deals or something like that. But Moreland, a hometown favorite, a huge piece of the 2018 championship team, is gone out of Boston. But what do you guys think of the move?
I like it a lot. I think that I don't know exactly who they got right now, but they got some good prospects and then also money considerations. So for how bad they're playing right now, this is a smart move because they're looking forward right now because obviously they can't make playoffs now. So they're looking forward to see what they can do to get better for the years to come.
Yeah, I agree. I think it makes sense. They have nothing right now, so whatever you can do to kind of build for the future, that's it. You're gonna go against for the next 5 10 years, you're going to have the Blue Jays in that division, and the Yankees are still going to be good because they're the Yankees. So you got to build for the future. You got to. Who cares about now? You have no chance. Just build for the future.
Yeah, and I mean, it is kind of sad to see this Red Sox team falling apart, but it kind of just shows the effects of trying to keep that championship team together in 2019. That was a huge mistake by the Red Sox front office. But, you know, as sad as it is to see these hometown favorites go, it's the right move for the franchise. And I'm hoping they make some more moves before 4 p.m. today. So, you know, sad to see Moreland go. He's a good player, but, you know, Padres got a good player out of the deal, and the Red Sox did what they needed to do, and that was rebuild.
Yeah. I still think they need to keep going with the rebuild, but it's a good start.
Yeah, I agree. They got to get rid of more pieces. They still have a bunch of cap taker, like a bunch of players are taking up a lot of cap right now on the team who aren't performing that well. So get rid of them while you can.
Yeah.
How about the Phillies? 5 of their last 6 games are wins.
Phillies are making a push.
They're making a push. You guys were sleeping on them, talking about, last in the division or whatever. Oh, you're a terrible team. Look where we are now. 2nd in the division.
You know,
behind 3 games. Stay sleeping. Last 6, we got a bullpen now.
They're not even 500 yet, though.
That's true.
Talk to me when they at least get to 500. Because
they're not even 500 in their 2nd division. That's a weak-ass division, though.
The entire,
what you're saying.
Andrew, you have to admit, the entire National League is so easy right now. I mean, the Blue Jays are like 4 games above 500, and they're in 3rd right now. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, the American League is just so much better this year, at least.
Yeah, so maybe we still are sleeping on the Phillies, Donis?
You are sleeping on the Phillies. Stay sleeping.
Yeah, we are. I am. I'm sleeping on them because they're not that good.
Stay sleeping.
They're fine, but they're not going to make playoffs this year, I don't think.
I disagree.
Oh. I mean, if their division's that weak. I'm not saying it's a hot take. I was just saying, because too bad for you.
I mean, what do you think they're going to make like the
Who
wild
else
card?
is in their division?
Because the wild card right now is the Padres,
Nationals, Marlins, and Mets.
Nationals are going to drop out of the race pretty soon.
Nationals already done. They're like Red Sox level.
Really?
They're not Red Sox level.
They're bad though.
They're not Red Sox level.
They're 12-19, Andrew. They're bad.
The Red Sox haven't even gotten into the double-digit wins yet.
Chris, the Nationals are 6 games back from a division. It's so tightly knit.
Yeah, see, but I think now's a good time to dive into the Nationals, this whole situation, whether they should sell out or buy in and try and make a push for the playoffs. Chris, why don't you start? What do you think? Should they sell or buy?
Yeah, I'll start right now, and I think you sell out as fast as possible. They have – hold on, let me get the exact players. They have Kurt Suzuki, Abdul Cabrera, and Adam Eaton, all who are going to be free agents in 2021. So they're just going to leave the Nationals, in my opinion, most likely. So I think that you try to trade them right now and get whatever you can for them before they leave on their own. So get some money or a player, anything you can just to stay alive because they're going to go under the water pretty soon if those guys leave.
Yeah, I agree. Sell out. You have no chance. There's no – in some completely alternate universe where they make the playoffs, they still don't go anywhere in their first-round exit.
And, you know, they're in 14th place in the National League, who we just talked about how they're not good. And they're 7 games under 500. So I think they're pretty bad. I don't know why Andrew's trying to say that.
No, I'm not saying they're any good. I'm saying they're terrible. But
they're not Red Sox bad.
Yeah,
actually, they're not as far as we think, I don't think. Because they're in a weaker conference or
I'm pretty
whatever
sure
it is.
The same amount of wins, but the Red Sox have like 3 or 4 more losses because they played more games.
3 more losses, yeah.
Okay.
What are they called? Are they called conferences or leagues? Like the American League and the National League?
Divisions.
Yeah, leagues or divisions.
Oh, yeah. So I would say that the Nationals are in a much weaker league than the Red Sox are, so they've had to play tougher teams. I mean, worse teams than the Red Sox have had. So
yeah,
maybe they are pretty close to the Red Sox right now.
See? Yeah.
Kind of actually a very similar situation to the Red Sox. They have a lot of good players that aren't really playing well that they have to get rid of. Wow, Dennis, look at that. We just debunked you in about 30 seconds.
No, I'm
I
just
think
saying.
the loss
6
of
games
Rendon
back to
killed.
the division, right?
I think the loss of
I'm not saying
Rendon killed.
I'm not saying the Nationals are good. I'm saying the rest of the NL is not good enough that we can count the Nationals out. It's like think like last year, the Raiders. It was like somehow they were still technically in, even though they sucked. It's just it was so weak that they had
they're 8-8.
like a tiny chance. That's what I'm talking about, the Nationals.
I
But
mean,
they
I
still stink.
guess.
But they're the reigning champions right now. For them to be this bad, that's rough. They lost Rendon. I think that was the biggest thing, and I'll keep saying that. I mean, once they lost him, I think it was just downhill.
Yeah, it's too bad, at least for the Nationals, just going from the top of the hill kind of to the bottom, which actually relates to the Red Sox even more, because they did the exact same thing in 2018 and then 2019. Look at that.
Nice job, Nick.
All right. And then
Insightful.
what else do we have? Oh yeah, the Blue Jays. Chris, you were big on this. The Blue Jays got, how do I pronounce his first name? Taijuan Walker?
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure. It's like Taiwan, something like that.
Taijuan Walker. I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah, he's a pitcher, and he had his first start the other day and ended up winning by, I think, 5-0. He had a shutout. So
Really?
this is a great addition to the team. And he's been solid all year round. So, I mean, there's a smart move. They're trying to make a playoff push, and not only a playoff push, but, do serious damage too, I think.
Yeah.
They're beating the top teams right now in the entire league. So, I mean, this should be pretty exciting to watch them moving forward. I don't know what else to even say. They're on I think like a 5-game win streak after going on a 6-game win streak and then losing one. So they're pretty nice right now.
Yeah, I agree with you there that the Blue Jays are looking better and better as time has moved on here. But I definitely think they're definitely going to be a favorite to make the playoffs now. They'll probably get into that wild card game. I wouldn't even be surprised if they win it and then move on to the first round and then maybe exit first round. But, I mean, seems like you're more confident in the Blue Jays now. I mean, I don't watch them nearly as much as you do, so I couldn't really say. But, I mean, the addition looked good. A shutout in his first game. That's kind of what the Blue Jays needed to put them over the edge, to kind of give them that extra level of success to get to that deeper playoff team.
Yeah, they haven't lost a game by a lot in a long time, too. Every game's been extremely close that they've lost to. And they put up a lot of runs. Like, they lost a little while back. This was like a week ago. But they lost 14-11. So that's just like –
wow.
And that was right before they got a pitcher. So, the pitcher –
Yeah, that's a terrible pitch.
The pitching wasn't working. So now they got rid of we have a breaking news. Padres trade for Clevenger. Cool.
Padres trade for Clevenger? Padres are buying in.
Insane moves.
It's not important enough
Moreland.
for me to get a notification, thus I don't care.
The Padres.
What about the Padres? Where do they stand right now?
I will check.
Anyway,
if they're making this many moves, they have to be a playoff contender.
Yeah, they're a playoff contender. They'll make. They're second with a .583 percentage.
Oh wow. Maybe looking to get the number 1 seed?
I mean, they got Mitch Moreland.
Dodgers in their division. Good luck.
Oh yeah, no. Hell no.
No chance.
Oh good. Oh, the Red Sox. I hate the Dodgers now even more. Screw the Dodgers.
Just the Red Sox.
Screw you, Donis. You just like everything that we hate.
No, I like the Celtics kind of. Like when the Sixers aren't a good team, I like the Celtics. I only root against the Celtics when they're like in contention with the Sixers. So the whole year, but like when the Sixers were bad.
I mean, they weren't anywhere near the Celtics this year, though.
I mean, they were close. Like I'm talking like middle school. Like
they got swept.
Yeah, but that was a disaster.
They suck.
I mean, like I was rooting for the Sixers then because they were directly in contention with the Celtics. Like now that the Sixers are out, I like the Celtics. You know?
Okay.
All right.
You want to?
Any other?
Wait,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
let's finish on the Blue Jays really quick. I think that the only thing they need to do now by 4 p.m., which they have to do, is get a third baseman because that's their only position that they're struggling in right now. They've had what, Andrew?
I was a star third baseman for the
You trying to go to the
Diamond
Blue
Jacks?
Jays?
no for the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Dude, I was
on
on the Diamond Jacks with you. Do you remember that?
Oh, way back in the day. Yeah, I have a Renee.
Do you
Renee
remember-
Court.
Do you remember?
Yeah,
Wait. Do you remember when we played the Bulls and they cheated in the first
I
round?
remember. Of course I
I
remember.
hate that. That's why I
hate
quit
the-
baseball.
Oh my
That
God.
it was because one kid was late because he went to like the Pats parade or something, and then the guy used it to make us forfeit.
Well, he legit said it was a practice game, therefore they win. And I quote, that's what he said. And that was the only year we ever made the playoffs because we sucked every year. And then the one year where I played decent and our team played decent and we made the playoffs and we won the game. It was like 95 degrees. They were just like, oh, no, it's a practice. You're out.
You remember it that much? I remember you did.
Yeah,
I do. I was pissed. I quit baseball.
Nick remembers his at bats.
Yeah. You know,
Dude,
it's
I
fine.
used
like
to
a double
I
and
would
break
strike
that
out
down.
every time. I would actually
We were
I would
like-
lean in to try and get hit with the ball so I could take a
Nick,
base.
we
Oh my
would have
God.
been 8,
Yeah, I know. I remember.
and you remember that.
I have a
That's-
good memory. I
I
remember
don't
the
know
day.
if that's a good
I was
memory or
playing
not.
shortstop. It was really hot. I made a play to first base in like the
You were
sixth
the
inning.
shortstop?
We
Yeah,
were
I played
short-
shortstop.
Wow.
That's so much cap.
Not consistently, but I just for that one inning, I played shortstop and I made a good play. And I was like, wow,
That
this
one
is my
inning.
game.
How do you know that?
What?
I remember.
I didn't.
And then I
the name
remember
of the
I hit like a
team, so
double
you're-
in the game. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I can't remember
because we
that
lost
going
'cause they
back
cheated.
more than a year.
Okay, it doesn't matter. All right.
So, Andrew,
Is
what
that-
were you saying? You want to be the Blue Jays third baseman?
Yeah. I was a nice Blue Jays third baseman as a 12-year-old, so don't want to pick me up. I don't know if I can make the throw that far anymore, but
Oh my
look
god.
at these babies. I got it.
I was good. I was good shortstop as an 8-year-old.
No, no one wants you, Nick.
All right. That was clear the bases,
Wait.
I guess.
All
All
right,
right,
yeah.
do you have another one?
No, that's it. That's fine.
All right. Blue Jays need a third baseman. That was clear the bases. A very
Maybe
interesting
Andrew
clear the
Donis.
bases. Yeah, maybe Andrew Donis. Who knows? Very interesting clear the bases. But now we're going to move into the highlights of the week for the NHL. Let's go. So, this week, we have two depressing series for all the fans here. We have the Bruins and the Lightning and the Flyers and the Islanders series, both that were very disappointing for both us Bruins fans and Donis, the Flyers fan. Do we want to start with the Bruins, just kind of, get the pain out of the way, and then we can just make fun of Andrew?
Sure.
He just walked away.
I'm back. Hold on.
All right. So, what is
My
this?
God, Thing off the wall.
Continue. Just continue.
All right, so the Bruins, after winning game 1, they go on to lose 3 straight games, 2, 3, and 4, all losses for the Bruins. Game 3 being an absolute terrible loss, right? Was
Yeah.
It? Yeah, it was. 7-1.
Oh, yeah.
Malak got taken out. We threw in Dan Vladar. The poor
He couldn't
kid,
move a
he just got torn apart.
I think the first shot against him was, right?
It was a goal. They were getting breakaways on him, just juking him out. He was diving all over the place.
Chris, that was worse than when I played you as the Bruins and you were the Lightning, or the other way around, whatever it was.
What? When I beat
That
you?
was worse than the NHL.
Don't tell me you were the Lightning, Chris. Don't tell me you're the Lightning.
No, I think.
Oh,
he was
thank
the-
God.
And then we
That was the
switched.
You're
Bruins.
going to put that energy there, bro.
He was up 10-2.
It was
we
Bruins
switched.
versus Flyers, wasn't it?
Oh, what?
Yeah, and I beat you 10-2.
No, but then we switched, and then you beat me 11-10 with the other team.
Oh, no,
Eight
that
goals.
game. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh, my God. 11-10?
No,
Brutal.
because I had 10 goals myself, and then he was I don't know, the last period left, and I was I'll switch controller, see if I can still come back, and then I made a comeback and won.
He scored I couldn't stop him. He scored a goal every 2 seconds. It was face off, one back, pass, boom. Somehow I got a 2-on-1 every time. Goal. It's like, what?
I'm good
How
at
did you
NHL.
blow a 10-goal lead?
I'm good at NHL.
I want to talk
You
about it.
suck, Donis.
Play me right
Oh
now.
my god. I
I
don't
bet
play NHL, and I'm on PlayStation.
Okay.
Anyway,
Uses.
the Bruins just suffering against the Lightning here. They lost 7-1, and then I think last game was the most painful, honestly. As bad as the 7-1 loss was, that was like, okay, the series is 2-1. We have plenty of room to come back.
I think 7-1 is unless you're just counting
No, because
The stakes
going
of
down
the game.
going down 3-1 is brutal no matter what.
Exactly. That's the thing. Because we could have won that game. We had so many opportunities to win that game. But
Well-
Vasilevsky was playing super well, and the Lightning defense was playing super well.
I think that the Bruins deserved Game 4, in my opinion. I think they played all around better. Every stat line showed the Bruins win that game, but other than goals, of course. But Vasilevsky just shut them down. There were so many chances that the Bruins had. The scoring chances, unreal. It should have been a high-scoring game, but instead, Vasilevsky only let up 1 goal and shut us down, basically. So that
was depressing.
So how are you guys doing without Rask?
Not well. I said if Rask was in that game, we would have won.
But has
I don't-
Halak
I don't-
stepped up like you guys told me he was going to?
No, I don't agree with Nick at all, though, Andrew. I think that if Rask was in, we still lose. Because
No.
Why? What shots would he have saved? Because I remember every single goal.
If Rask played through the first round and 3 games in the second round, he would have been in some sort of playoff mode that he wasn't in at the start of the bubble. He would have stopped that second shot that he let up.
How do you know that?
That
Because
second goal?
he hated the whole format. He was terrible.
Okay, I'm saying if he was still here, he wouldn't have hated the format that much to leave.
All right, I don't know, I guess. But
That's what I'm saying. That second shot that
In this-
Halak let up, the slap shot from the point with no screen, nothing,
you
was
gotta be kidding me right now.
horrible.
You gotta be kidding
That
me.
was horrible.
It was a one-time slap shot. That was.
It was not one time.
It
He
was.
just skated in, wind it up, shot it right in. It was like
He got-
pitching in
it-
golf.
okay,
He
it was
just
like-
shot it right
He
into
held
the
it for like
top
a
corner.
second. He held it for like a second. He got past 2 right at the line.
Donis, did you see that goal?
Anyway, the first goal,
I
right,
don't know.
was the only
I,
one.
I didn't see any of the goals. I saw Islanders goals.
You saw the first goal, the Braden Point one, where you said Braden Point and sick.
Oh, he was just stick handling. There were like 5 guys.
Do you think Halak could have stopped that goal?
I think he could have. I don't think it was that difficult. He passed it in front, so awful defense by the Bruins right there. That was bad.
Yeah, the defense
It
sucked.
was more. I mean, maybe he could
We
have
had
stopped
5
it.
guys
Blown
back,
deep.
and we couldn't stop Braden Point. He was juking
Yeah.
around Torrey Krug. Krug had
Blown
a terrible
defense.
game.
There was all 5 players were in like a circle around the net. It was awful.
Standing
nobody
there
was
like with their
doing-
sticks on the ground doing nothing. It was
Yeah.
awful.
So well, no, I don't think the shot was even great because he just kind of chipped it up. It wasn't like
The
a
shot
hard
wasn't.
shot. Huh?
Yeah, the shot wasn't great. You're right. Sorry.
Who
So I
scored it?
think he could have
A lot?
saved. Then the second goal, I don't think he could have saved. I mean, I think you have like a 500 chance of saving that. Like 50-50, because that was a great shot. It was coming at him like 110 miles an hour. The guy pinned it in the corner. It's not like it was coming at him. You know what I mean?
It was a good shot, but Halak should
was
have
a
had it in
snipe.
his glove. It
was
hit
a
his
snipe,
glove,
dude.
which showed that his reaction time was too slow, and he
Yeah, because it's
didn't get
110
to
miles
it.
an hour.
Eddie Olczyk said after they scored that, he said Halak needed to save that. He should have had that. That,
Oh, by what
It
Eddie
was
Olczyk
just-
says?
Yeah.
dude,
But-
I agree
but
with
then-
Eddie Olczyk. It just
How about
it
that?
was not a
How about the
Okay,
third
go.
goal?
All right, let's move
third
on.
goal. That was just unlucky.
This
I mean-
undisclosed item on my leg is taking up a lot of space, and I would like to move on so I can just keep going. Just keep going.
What? Did you see the third goal, Andrew?
No.
The one that floated in the air.
It was a shot from the point, right? It hit somebody's leg and just shot up in the air, and it fell behind Halak. Like I thought it was out of play when I saw the shot.
Oh, that's
I
brutal.
was
It was
waiting
like
for the
that-
whistle to be blown, and then it came down and was in the net. It was terrible. Most
It was
unlucky
that
goal ever.
goal, like, in 2010, the Blackhawks.
Nick's
No,
memory.
no. Maybe you
The
just do have a good memory.
Blackhawks. The Blackhawks,
Memories of
I
sports
think it was the
heartbreak,
Blackhawks in the Western Conference Final against the Canucks, where they shot a slap shot and it deflected off the glass on the back of the boards and bounced up and fell behind the goalie.
No, I don't know.
That
I don't
won the
remember.
game.
I don't remember that, but I know that's a thing.
That's what it reminded me of, because Halak was just when they showed the replay, it was floating over him. He was like,
Because everyone thought it went out of
exactly
play. I'm
of what
pretty
the thing
sure
was.
most players were just looking up where to go, and then
That one was unlucky. It's just I was pissed off in the moment because we shouldn't have been losing that game by that much at that point, because in that second period we were popping off. We had so many good offensive chances.
I mean,
we were
should
just
we talk about Pasternak really quick?
Yes, yeah, we
He had
should.
eight shots, and they were all very good opportunities. He should have had, out of 8, I think 5 scoring chances, and he just couldn't capitalize.
See, this is exactly what I said at the start of the playoffs. I said, it's great that the Bruins won the President's Trophy, but I hope the expectations don't get to their head like it did in 2014. Because 2014, we won the President's Trophy and we got out second round.
Bring back all the old memories.
I'm just saying.
Running back everything.
It's disappointing. If I'm gonna pick the Bruins for the rest of the series, because
You're a buffoon.
I can't bet against myself, because when I bet against myself, we lose or whatever.
I bet against the Sixers to get swept. I'm proud.
Well, that was reasonable. The Bruins are a better team than the Sixers.
Well, yeah, but
one's literally the best team in the league in the regular season, and then the other one is the 76ers were trash.
I don't know. I'm siding with Chris. I'm siding with Chris. I'm gonna pick the Bruins throughout the rest of the series. If we don't win the series next week, you're gonna see me. I'm gonna go on a rant. I'm seriously.
Doing the same thing, Nick, so
What?
I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said I agree with you.
Yeah. Okay.
Now let's move into something a little bit more jolly. We have the Flyers going down 3-1 to the Islanders.
This man, Claude Giroux, first of all, keep the autograph. My brother sees that I'm holding this. He's going to shoot me in the head. But this man could not purchase a goal last night. He was doing everything in his power. He had so many scoring chances. He was in these great positions. He got tripped in front of the net, no call, but he's on the ground. He flings one up. Freaking Grice sticks out his glove, makes a crazy save. It was how did he not score?
Grice played a great game.
Brutal. Grice. Come on. They had so many scoring chances. Grice was getting flipped. It was every play he was on the ground, the puck was loose, and they just never put it in.
Remember when you said that the Flyers are going to win the East?
Remember when you said that the Bruins were going to win the East?
I do. I still believe it.
Well, I can still believe the Flyers, but both of us are deceived.
You guys are losing 3-1 to the Islanders.
You're sleeping on the Islanders.
No, I'm not. They suck.
Filthy.
They are not good.
They're
good. Not good.
They're
They're gonna get if they get to the Eastern Conference Final, either against the Bruins or the Lightning, they're gonna get pummeled.
I think they'll lose in 6 to the Lightning.
They're gonna get pummeled. If it's the Lightning, it's gonna be 5.
Week to the Cup.
Bruins, it's gonna be 5.
I think it's
maybe 6 with the Bruins.
I think you're sleeping on the Islanders. They're
I'm
way
not.
better.
They're not bad, but they're no match for the Lightning or the Bruins, in my opinion.
I think they're a match.
The fact that they're beating the Flyers right now.
The Bruins with Halak. I hate to break it to you. Any team is a match.
Maybe. Maybe, yeah. I mean, I guess it's just the Bruins goaltending is not good, but
I think Matt Barzal has been playing great. He's their big miracle saver.
Josh Bailey too.
Yeah,
he's been playing super well. Semyon Varlamov. Yeah, I mean, I know he didn't start Game 4 because it was a back-to-back, but Varlamov has been playing exceptional.
Yeah.
Same with Thomas Greiss. Just both of their goalies have just been tearing it up right now. Kind of similar to the Golden Knights in a sense, but the Golden Knights just aren't starting Fleury at all, while the Islanders aren't afraid to start either of them, and they're still beating the Flyers. Yeah. But I will give you this, Donis. In Game 4, like you said, Carter Hart wasn't starting. And you had
I
do you
mean,
have Brian
the
Elliott in?
Flyers didn't get it's not like they got outplayed in Game 4. Like, it was a super close game.
Did you have Brian Elliott in?
And Brian Elliott.
I don't see why you wouldn't
Sorry.
keep Hart next game.
Yeah. Even the announcers were like, back to back, but Carter Hart's young.
That's true.
Since they lost that game, it's kind of out of contention.
Look at Halak back to back, game 2 and 3. Lost both. Game 3, he sucked. That's because he's old, though.
It was great.
No. Stop lying. But Carter Hart, like you said, I think he could have pulled it off. I think he could have
If
pulled it off
Lindblom plays, the Flyers.
Yeah, he was out for warm-ups.
He was out for warm-ups.
Imagine he just comes back. They have like a whole thing for him, and they just lose that game 5 like 4-0.
That would be brutal. He plays, just gets boom, blown out.
Oh, God.
Like the Make-A-Wish meme.
Oh, no.
Johnny's born with the potatoes of heart. Boom.
Dude.
Dang.
But if Lindblom comes back, you don't beat the team. A team that has God on their side wins. And if Lindblom comes back, the Flyers have God on their side.
I guess.
They'll win Game 5 and then.
You're
All
even
right.
doubting them at this point. That's
Oh,
too
I'm
bad.
doubting a team down 3-1. It's not doubting. It's called having reasonable expectations.
You know what? Expectations ruin everything, like the President's Trophy. Look at that. We had high expectations for the Bruins, and I knew it was wrong. And you had high expectations for the Flyers at the start of this because you were like, they were so hot coming off the bubble.
They were, and
Now
then they
look
fell
where
off. No, here's what happened. The Canadians are really good at pressuring teams with the puck. Or at least they were very good against the Flyers. So the Flyers adjusted to panicking and doing it quickly. And now that they're playing the Islanders, who aren't as good, they're panicking and turning the puck over. They can't break the puck out of the zone when they have it cleanly.
The Islanders are a breakaway kind of team, like a fast, off-the-line change, odd-man rush type team. And they're killing you with it.
Not what I'm talking about, but close enough. I'm talking about
different.
The Flyers cannot break the puck out. Like, their passes they're panicking and making passes they don't need to make, and that's what's causing them.
Oh, you mean like clearing-wise?
Yeah, they can't clear the puck out.
Okay.
And it's killing them. Did you see Game 2? It was close, and then it just ended because, back-to-back goals, they just tried to get it, and it got hit at the point, at the blue line. Guy swats it down, comes in, and it's just wide open to the net goal.
I mean, out of all the series, I would give the best odds to coming back to. I mean, I guess I would have to give it to the Flyers just because it's the Islanders. It's the
Because the
Islanders. They're
Flyers
good,
are
but they're not. They
The
are.
Flyers are the only. They're the only team that's down this much, and it's the better team versus the Avs Stars. The Avs technically the better team, but they're
The Stars are good enough to keep up.
Yeah.
Same with the Bruins Lightning. Bruins are the better team. Well, actually, I would say they're probably the closest out of all of them. Canucks are out. They're not going to win that series. If they do, then I'd be really happy for them, but it's not looking good at all. But the Bruins, I think, have the second hardest chance of coming back, but I'm still going to pick them. So I can't see them getting out in the second round.
Delusion.
I cannot see them getting out in the second round in 5 games against the Lightning in 2020. The year where we were supposed to win it all. Hell no. I'm not losing faith. Not yet. And if we lose, I'm going to be really heated in next week's episode. I might even go live on the Instagram and just absolutely belt out all my feelings.
I wish we never had the round robin situation because then the Bruins should have the 1 seed. They won the President's Cup. And then we would have to play the Islanders, which would have been so easy. I know Andrew's saying, this and that, but I feel like we would have killed the Islanders.
Yeah, that round robin. And then Bruce Cassidy and Tuukka Rask this isn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I thought the seeding didn't matter, and the Bruins were just going to win because they had to get through everybody no matter what, right? Because that's what you guys were saying.
Bro, if we got the number 1 seed, we would have been playing the Islanders, and we would have beaten them in 5 games.
Yeah, they would play the Lightning next round and get run over.
Halak would have had more time to settle in. And
yeah.
We can talk about hypotheticals. But
yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I think that's exhausting the ideas enough, but, It's going to be interesting. Wait till next week or check out the Instagram at nosebleeds__podcast. Might see some very angry fans very soon because the Bruins
very
and the
happy.
Flyers – well, the Bruins play tonight. The Flyers play tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, scary times here in Boston. But now we will move into another segment here on the Nosebleeds podcast. We have the questions from the Nosebleeds segment. So, let's dive into it. The questions from the Nosebleeds. All right, every week in this segment, we're going to be – what?
Never mind.
Why? What's –
No, don't
right.
even acknowledge his question. I know what he was about to say. Keep going.
Anyway, questions – oh, no, yeah. Okay,
All right,
because I
let's
heard
go.
Halak. All right, anyway, the questions from the Nosebleeds segment is a segment every week that we're going to do on both the NHL and the NBA episode where on the Instagram at nosebleeds__podcast, the day before we record the episode, we're going to post on our story a section where you can submit questions to us. So this being our NHL episode, you can submit hockey questions and you can submit baseball questions for the baseball segment that we have. And every week on our Wednesday episode, you can submit basketball questions that you may have, and we're going to pick a few and answer them on the show. So make sure to come check out and see if your question made it here on the show. So we lucked out. We got a lot of questions from the viewers today. Thank you, everybody, for asking your questions. We'll start with Tommy, who asks, do you think Tuukka Rask will be traded at the end of the season?
Want me to start?
Go for it.
I think that he won't be, but I think that he should. Because, yeah, I don't think that him and the team's chemistry and all of that it's not good right now. No, they don't like each other. I think that Rask, they say that he left on good terms, I know, but I don't think he did. I think they're saying that to cover it up. And for him to just basically up and leave his team like that in the playoffs where they're the best team in the league that year, I think that's rough. You don't
His daughter was like in the hospital.
No,
yeah,
are
she was sick.
you serious?
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
No.
That's
I
why he
saw-
left. He was
Dang.
pissed off at the thing, but then his daughter was – so that
Well,
was the
still.
ultimate decision why he left.
I didn't know that because they didn't say that in the beginning. I didn't see that after.
Oh.
But still, I think he's not good, and I think Rask should leave, and I think they should trade him and try to get like Holtby or
No.
Marc-Andre Fleury, someone like
You guys
that.
want Brian Elliott? Brian Elliott for Pasta.
I'll take Brian Elliott.
No.
One for one.
No.
I want him.
Don't you dare say that.
I'm not like
Brian
making a
Elliott?
decision.
You would have Brian Elliott over Tuukka Rask.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just a bad idea.
That's just stupid.
I mean, Brian Elliott's a backup.
Yeah,
Brian
so
Elliott,
he's playing good.
our backup goalie is better. Well, actually, that wasn't that hot of a take. I was about to say our backup goalie is better than Brian Elliott, even though Brian Elliott's a backup. Anyway,
Yeah.
I will say that the Bruins will not trade Tuukka Rask. As much as I am disappointed with what happened in the bubble, I think that he'll be back when the season starts in December with the Bruins ready to go. Things didn't work out too well. I don't think that this is it for him. I think he still likes being a Bruin, and even if he doesn't, he'll find that love again because I think that them leaving on good terms was a real thing. I think his teammates still care about him and his situation, whatever he was going through. So, I don't see him getting traded, and if he does and we end up getting Braden Holtby, I'm going to be pissed because Tuukka Rask still has a lot left in the tank while Braden Holtby is extremely inconsistent. Maybe if we got like Marc-Andre Fleury, because that seems more likely now that Leonard's taking a starting role in Las Vegas.
Do you want a 35-year-old goalie?
Oh my God, I
mean,
love him. Are you kidding me?
Fleury, and then Vladar, if he can develop, because it's looking like he's going to start for us in the next 5 years. if Vladar can develop and become a better goaltender, I'll take Fleury and try and win a cup next year. Because if we don't win this year, we have less of a chance next year. And then after that, it's gone.
Flyers are taking it next year. Flyers are going to be dominant.
Say it every year, and you're just never, ever right.
What's his name? Who's the guy that had oh, God. Who is it? I think it's Nolan Patrick.
What?
Nolan Patrick. He's coming back. Oscar Lindblom's coming back.
Nolan Patrick?
That'll be a good team.
I don't know who Nolan Patrick is.
Harder's a year better. Nolan Patrick was center for the Flyers, I'm pretty sure. He was very good. However,
Flyers are already stacked at center.
What?
Flyers already have centers. What is he going to be, their third liner?
I don't know. You can take Lawton's place. I don't know. Figure something out. Get Braun off the ice. I don't care. Play with an extra forward and less defenseman.
All right, anyway, back to the question. Donis, do you think that the Bruins will trade Tuukka?
No. Because they left on good terms. And I think they actually did. Because there's a lot of doubt with
so
that.
do I.
But sports writers are always trying to make situations worse than they are. They're talking about how specifically, when I know specifically, they're talking about how much Alshon Jeffrey hates Wentz, and then Alshon Jeffrey came out and was like, no, I love Wentz. They always want to create drama, right? If it bleeds, it leads. If they say they left on good terms, what do they have to gain by saying they left on good terms?
Nothing, exactly.
But if they left on good terms, they would have something to say about leaving on bad terms.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, I mean, good question. Thank you, Tommy, for submitting that question. Now we have a question from Pete who says, do you think that the MLB can go into a bubble like other sports, or the team's too big? Who wants to start?
Andrew,
Should I go?
It cut out.
I can go. I'll go. So I think that the MLB can do a bubble eventually. I think it would have to be for the playoffs. I don't think that, having a bubble scenario now with all 30-somewhat teams would be smart. But, if in the playoffs teams are cut down to half, less than half, and even at that point after wildcard games, you're going to be able to do a bubble, and I bet they could block off, a good fourth or eighth of a city or something like that with a stadium and workout facilities or whatever, just to have all 12 or whatever teams in. So, I think they can do it. I think they should do it. But, it is a good thing to factor in that the teams are pretty big. Maybe there would be a limited role on how many players you can bring. But, when you think about, a football team – well, not a football team because they're not doing a bubble. When you think about a hockey team, because that's probably the next closest thing to a bigger team that are in bubbles right now, because basketball doesn't really have that many players.
Well,
yeah.
How many players can a hockey team have dressed?
Well, they need 4 lines of 3 on offense, so that's 12. Then they need 3 lines of 2 on defense, so that's 6. That's 18. 2 goalies, that's 20. And then, some backup players, I would say 5, so 25.
Okay, not even close, though, because the baseball has 40-man roster.
40-man?
That's how many people they can have, dressed.
But no, they there's no way they could bring 40 with them. I would say maybe 30.
Well, it is 40 right now. That's what I'm saying. But
no, I know. Yeah, that's actually a good point to add.
Because think about it, right? What if a game goes to extra innings and then it goes to, for example, a 15-inning game or something? You need all these pitchers. You need
you need 9,
6, 7 pitchers. So that alone is an entire line or two for a hockey team. So
yeah, I guess I don't know. I mean, I think they should definitely do a bubble. But they're going to have to
I think they would be able to do it with a 40-man roster.
They would have to have a lot of space, though. That's going to be a big commitment, and they should already have that planned out rather than playing it by ear. If they're going to need that much space for all these players and all of these playing facilities and everything like that, they should already have that planned out.
Yeah.
Because what are we, more than halfway through the MLB season right now?
Yeah. no, it's
Yeah,
if they don't
it's
do a
over.
bubble, it's a disaster. You can't have a playoff game getting postponed because of
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
All right. Any other responses to this question? Should the MLB or can the MLB do a bubble?
They can, they won't. They'll fail.
I think they need. Yeah, I think they need to do it just to make sure that the playoffs run smoothly because it'll be embarrassing if those get canceled.
Yeah, that would be bad. All right. Thank you, Pete, for the question. Then we have a question from Katie that says, should the Red Sox trade Jackie Bradley Jr.? I'm gonna do you mind if I start?
Yeah, I already know what I'm gonna say. So you can go.
I would say no, just because I like JBJ a lot. I don't think we're paying him I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think we're paying him as much money as other guys in the room. If we're going to make another big deal before the trade deadline, I think it should be JD. Right now it's 11:51 in the afternoon. I don't know if this episode will be up before or
Afternoon.
in the morning. Whatever. I don't know if this episode is going to be up by 4, but if you're seeing this after and the Red Sox didn't move JD, then I don't think they would have moved anybody else because I think JD should be their next big piece to try and move today, but I don't know how well that's going to go. I mean, if there was anybody on the Red Sox right now that I could choose to pick, like to keep, it would probably be Bogarts and JBJ. Like those are really the only two that I could, see keeping. Like and maybe Evaldi because he has promise, even though he's
not like
injured.
Verdugo or
Verdugo too.
But it's
Pilar,
not gonna get
I
anything.
guess, but he's on the trade block right now. I heard.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
That's what I read a couple days ago, but that could have changed by now after this Moreland deal.
In my opinion, I say you get rid of Jackie Bradley Jr. at center because he's not playing how he should, and you put Pilar at center field because we know. I mean, he's a Golden Glove winner.
It's
like
crazy.
8 times.
He's free.
I say he's one of the best outfielders in the league right now. So, his offense is not great, I guess, but I mean defensively he's amazing. So you put him at center, and then Benintendi and Verdugo out there supporting him, and I think that's what you got to do. So get rid of Jackie Bradley Jr. I still think get rid of JD. I agree with you there, Nick. And I mean you gotta just hope that Benintendi smartens up and stops striking out.
I don't know. I would even say dump Benintendi at this point. Like, I'd rather us dump Benintendi over JBJ.
Well, I think what they're going to do is at least wait a year and see if he plays better so that they get more for him because they're not going to get anything right now.
That's a good point.
But
actually, that's actually a really good point because I was about to say JBJ is playing really well right now compared to the rest of the team. At least much better than he was last year, but this could just be a bright spot in his career where he's totally going to drop off. So maybe now's the time to deal him before he drops off next year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like JBJ. I hope we don't trade him, but if we do, I mean, I guess I don't not hope that we don't trade him, but if now's the time to get rid of him, I guess we got to go for it.
Don't not hope they don't trade him. What?
I hope
you need in a sentence.
I don't hope that we don't trade him. It's not that I hope that I don't hope that he stays.
Okay.
But I hope that he doesn't leave either. Like, it's whatever. I just confused
all right, Andrew,
myself.
what do you say?
Yeah, Donis.
I don't care, honestly.
Wow.
At this point, JBJ is not playing up to his thing. I guess get rid of him. You have nothing to lose by getting rid of him because he's not good.
Yeah.
So I guess I say get rid of him and then sign me. That's.
You're gonna play for the Blue Jays and the Red Sox,
and the Phillies.
Whoa, 3 teams.
And the Eagles actually. Rager went down, so they need a new.
Oh my god.
Need a new speed guy.
Athlete.
Multiple sports.
Okay, could never play basketball though. I'm 5'8", so.
All right. Thank you, Katie, for that question. Now we have a question from Lewis, who asked, Was the Mitch Moreland trade a win or a loss for the Red Sox?
We kind of already touched up on this in the baseball segment, but
Yeah.
I mean, I still definitely think a big win for the Red Sox
Yeah,
because they got basically the most that they could have gotten for him, and from a team that's the Padres, who were kind of desperate for a first baseman because they needed that to sneak into the a top seed in the playoffs. So, definitely they got some prospects and then cash considerations. I think that was a big win for the Red Sox, who are trying to rebuild.
Yeah, I would agree with Chris and say that it's also a win. I mean, as
Yeah,
much as people in Boston here have loved Mitch over the past couple of years, especially in 2018, like I said before, he was a big piece of that championship team. I think it was time to move on. The Red Sox are making the right move, as tough as it is right now to see all of our favorite faces go. I think we're making the right move in selling out and getting rid of these pieces that just are on the decline. As much as they are fan favorites and still performing pretty well, I mean, compared to what they could be doing, it was the right move. And I think it's a win for the Red Sox because, like Chris said, I think we got the maximum value that we could have gotten for him, which was great because, in a way, Mitch, who's on a decline and could be significantly worse next year, and we got a bunch of prospects and some cash considerations for him, it was a good deal for the Red Sox, especially when we didn't need Moreland and we're in the bottom of the division. So, yeah, I think it's a win.
I agree. Well said.
Wow, great insight from Andrew.
I don't know
Donis.
anything about Moreland. I know the people. I know a lot of people posted on their story that he was gone. Thank you, Mitch.
Dang.
Okay, Red Sox are going to suck for the next 3 years. Who cares?
Blue
Jays
Jays
going to dominate that division. That's
Blue Jays, Yankees, Rays. What a triple-headed monster right there.
Yeah, that's the best division in my opinion.
triple entente.
All right, thank you, Lewis, for that question. And then we have the final question on our questions from the Nosebleeds segment from Jack that says, which MLB team that's playing well has surprised you the most?
Well, as much as I am a Blue Jays fan, I had so much confidence in them. I think that they're the most surprising because no, Andrew, no.
Not the Phillies.
I had no idea
Under
that there would
500,
be
they're playing well.
a contender like this. I thought that this was going to be the last year of the rebuild. These young guys were going to try to, get more confidence and then make some more accusations. What's the word for that?
Accusations.
Yeah, accusations. And and then, I mean, for them to come out and be this good, I'm excited. So I think they kind of shocked me.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with Chris because before really we started doing this weekly podcast, I viewed the Blue Jays as kind of like a bottom team in the league. Like, I never really thought that they were going to reach that pinnacle that they did in 2016. They were really good that year. And 2017, they were pretty okay, too. Well, actually, no.
A big year.
Yeah, 2015, 2016,
15,
sorry.
yeah.
17 is when the rebuild
Jose
started.
bat flip?
That was 16.
2016, yeah. I remember that. The wild card game, right?
No, that was the ALDS against the
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
But, I mean, I didn't think that they were going to be anywhere near close to that team in the next 3 years or 2 years, I would say. But, I mean, they're bringing the rebuild back early, They're progressing a lot, and they've proven to be a lot better this year than anybody else thought that they could be. So I'll go the Blue Jays as well.
I didn't even think they thought that they could be this good.
I know, yeah, it's
all of a sudden
crazy.
now they're making all these moves to try to make a big push because they didn't expect that they were going to be this good.
Yeah.
How odd you guys can say the Blue Jays over the Oakland Athletics.
Oh, you know what? True.
Oh,
That's.
I mean, the Blue Jays, don't get me wrong, the Blue Jays have been very
But
good.
but a lot of people could have said that the Athletics would be good. Like they were a playoff team. Whereas
yeah, before the season
Blue Jays
started.
had.
I mean, did
this is
anybody
like
think they were going to be going 22-12 by now?
But there's,
Yeah, that's a good point.
This is an actual stat that when people said, or when like MLB announced that they were coming back in this new format and everything, that they had a 26% chance, 26.3% chance of making the playoffs, and now they're at a 65% chance.
Who, the Blue Jays?
Yeah.
That's a big jump.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big surprise.
I mean, oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's it.
Okay. I would say that the sheer amount of how the A's have overplayed their expectations, like Donut said, the 22-12 record is just something totally out of left field. No pun intended. But it was very unexpected to have them. I mean, people were seeing them as a playoff team, but nowhere near as good as they are right now. Everybody thought the Astros were going to run away with the division, but apparently not. The A's were pissed at the Astros, and now they're crying.
Good.
I mean, the Astros are still kind of good, so.
I mean, yeah, they're still good, but they're not winning the division.
They're fighting for a wild
step.
They're not winning the division. They're not even a wild right now.
Just want the team exterminated.
Just rebrand them.
Yeah.
Move them to Dallas. The Dallas.
No.
No. What about the Pennsylvania?
The whole state?
Why not?
The
Give Jonas a
Harrisburg.
third. Harrisburg. Oh my God.
Hershey. Chocolate bars. What are they going to do?
I love the Hershey Bears, dude. They're awesome. The AHL team.
Oh my God. Thank you, Jack, for that question. That was the questions from the Nosebleeds segment. If you haven't already, make sure to go follow us at nosebleeds__podcast on the Instagram. If you submit questions there, we'll be able to, answer them in our weekly episodes. And, keep bringing them in. We love answering them.
We should just do this on Twitter.
Twitter? I don't have a Twitter. Maybe I'll make one. Making a Twitter.
Wonderful.
All right. That was the questions from the Nosebleeds segment. Now we're going to move into the final segment of the day, how we end off every single episode of the Nosebleeds podcast, at least every single one of these weekly recap episodes. We're going to predict the week ahead. We have a lot of series to predict. All four are at 3-1 right now. Let's dive into the predictions. All right. So, I mean, why don't we just, get the hard, painful thing out of the way with the Bruins.
Oh.
Wait. No, hold on. Tell us, because I'm still very curious. Where are we in the standings?
Oh, yeah. I have to update the viewers on who's winning.
I'm extremely curious because Nick told me
in
and
the league
Andrew
right now. I said, don't look at the doc because it was extremely close. Last week, I think you two were tied, right?
Yeah, we were tied.
But Donis was ahead of you just because he had less losses.
Mine have fallen apart.
This week, in third place, is me. Of course.
Not surprising.
Hold on, load up. In third place this week.
But I've actually made a comeback
since we were tied at the beginning.
I've made a comeback. I'm 46-55 now. 9 games back of going 500, which isn't terrible.
Okay, let's move on.
I was worse before. So
all right.
Then in second place, Andrew.
Let's go.
At 55-46.
No way.
And then in first place, we have Chris, who's 56-46.
Oh my!
Barely surpassing him
by half
by
a game.
one
half a game.
Half a game, yeah. But it's because I think Chris went 3-0. Oh no, he didn't, because he got the Avs game wrong. He got out of yesterday's games.
Oh,
he got the Knights game right. He got the Flyers game wrong. Donis got all 3 incorrect. The Flyers, the Avs, and he had the Canucks winning Game 4. What an idiot! Wow.
Hold on. Wait, who do we have winning the series? Because we can't change that. I want to see if I'm gonna take a point.
Right now, well, let me go over the standings for the points. I'm in last place for the points also.
Moving on.
At 17 points. And then Donis and Chris are still tied for first in points at 18 because no series have ended, so no points have changed. So, these are things that we cannot change.
I know I have the
that will
Stars.
determine
You
our
have the
points.
Avalanche,
I
yeah.
have Bruins
Well, you
in
have
7.
Bruins. Yeah.
I have Bruins in 7, Avs in 7, Knights in 5, Flyers in 6. So my predictions are looking really bad right now. I mean,
Are they all
Bruins in
wrong?
7 and Avs in 7 are possible. Knights in 5 is looking very likely. And Flyers in 6 is impossible. They can win the series in 7 games, but not in 6. Then, oh, God. Oh, God. Chris
What?
has the Bruins in 5. That's long gone. He has the
Ugh.
Stars in 7, the Knights in 5, and the Flyers in 5.
All right.
So, Flyers in 5 is impossible. Bruins in 5 is impossible. Stars in 7 is possible. And Knights in 5 is possible. But, if you get the team winning the series correctly, you still get a point. Then Donis has Bruins in 7, Avs in 7, Knights in 5, Flyers in 6. Same as me. So this isn't a fact. Like, if we pick – let's just say if I pick the Lightning to win Game 5 and win the series, that's not going to change
Yeah.
my prediction at all. I'm not going to get points for saying that
I'm
the Lightning
basically
win
gonna
the
lose,
series.
right?
Lose what? The points?
Yeah.
Unless if you can either go against yourself because if you
Going
pick,
against myself. The Avs and the Flyers are not winning their series.
okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they end up winning, you'll get points. But if not, and you went against yourself, your record's going to suffer.
Which one is more important?
Yeah. Which one is more important?
I don't know. I would honestly,
I
I would
need
say
to
the
know. I need
record.
to know because I need to know which one I'm rocking with.
I would say the record, honestly,
Okay.
just because it's more accurate. Because
Well,
I've totally sucked, and I'm
Here's the
only
thing, Nick.
1 point behind you guys.
You're terrible at either one.
All right. Yeah.
I'm only 1 point behind. If I win the points, I'm making the points most important because I'm a dictator.
What is this collusion?
No, I'm kidding.
Totalitarianism.
All right. So let's start with the Bruins series. High stakes now because we're moving after the third round. We just have the third round in the Stanley Cup final. Points race is going to cut down significantly because in the third round, the max you can get is 6 points because there's only 2 matchups. Then the Stanley Cup final 3. So it's going to come down to the wire. So everything is getting tighter. Everything is getting closer. So we're going to have to go through with it. Bruins series, what are you guys taking? Games 5, 6, and 7.
Lightning in 6.
So you have
The
Bruins
Bruins
winning
and
Game
Lightning?
5.
Yeah.
He has Bruins Game 5 and Lightning Game 6.
I feel like this might kill me now against Andrew in the records.
Don't do it. Actually, please do it. Please do it. Please.
Bruins win Game 5. And then Bruins win Game 6. And then Bruins win Game 7.
I'm agreeing with Chris. I'm sorry.
You know what? Fine.
I'm a homer. I'm desperate.
What? It's going to
I
happen now.
really want the Bruins to win this series. I'm going Bruins Game 5, 6, and 7. If we lose, I'm going to be so pissed.
I know.
At least push it to 6, guys. Come on. Come on, Patrice.
I need them to push it to
Please.
7 now so I can kind of even out with Andrew.
Yeah, if that happens,
Yeah.
then you're good. Because he would get a loss and you would get 2 wins.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah. Same thing then.
No.
We would break even. Because he picked the Lightning for Game 2. I picked if the Lightning win Game – or not Game 2, whatever. You know what I mean.
He picked Lightning Game 6. If Bruins win Game 5 and 6, you get 2 wins. He goes 1-1.
Yeah, but then if the Lightning win Game 7, I was saying, then it would just break even.
Yeah, no, but he doesn't have that predicted because he has the series ending. It won't
You're right.
it won't count towards his record.
Okay, you're right.
All right. Then we have the Avs and Stars series. Right now, the Stars are up 3-1. I'm going to pick Avs Game 5 and then Stars Game 6.
Stars in 5.
Stars in 5 for Chris. Stars. And then Donis.
I have Stars in 6.
Okay, so you have Avs Game 5, Stars Game 6.
When is that game? Is that tonight or tomorrow?
I know Bruins Lightning is tonight. I think that's the other game tonight.
9:45. Okay, that's exciting one.
It's gonna be intense. All right. Then we have Knights and Canucks. I'm gonna go Knights in 5. Sorry, Canucks fan.
Same.
5.
All
I
right,
had
so we
Knights in
all
5.
have Knights in 5.
Gimme.
Oh
2
God,
points.
Chris
Gimme.
has the Knights series perfect right now.
Really?
If the Knights win in 5, he gets 3 points.
Oh,
I get 2.
let's go.
Oh boy. Yeah,
That's
Donus's Knights series has been a disaster.
How?
You had Knights game 2 in the Canucks one, and then you had Canucks game 4 in the Knights one.
Okay, I got 2. I switched a game. That's
2 out of 4 games incorrect. What do I have?
Yeah, but I'm still on pace to get the 2 points.
Well, actually, I'm exactly the same as you, so it doesn't even matter.
I don't want to hear it out of you. I don't even talk smack about nobody's predictions.
All right, Flyers versus Islanders.
I'll say
Mm.
Flyers, then Islanders.
I'm going to go Flyers and then Islanders, too.
What are you doing,
Dennis.
Andrew?
The pain.
What'd you pick? Islanders in 5? Or no?
Islanders in 6.
Islanders in 6. All right, so we're all the same for that one. So he has Islanders game 5. Oh, no. Sorry. Flyers game 5. And then Islanders game 6. Look at that. All right. That's the predictions. So I'll go over it one more time. I have Bruins game 5, Bruins game 6, Bruins game 7.
Stupid.
I have the same.
I have Avs game 5 and Stars game 6. I have Knights game 5, and then for the Flyers series, I have Flyers game 5 and Islanders game 6. And then Chris has the same for me with the Bruins series. We're just Bruins fans trying not to lose hope. Bruins, game 5, 6, and 7. Then he has Stars in 5, so the Stars will win game 5. Knights win game 5. Flyers win game 5 of their series, and then Islanders win game 6. And then Donus has the Bruins winning game 5, and then the Lightning winning game 6. The Abs winning game
Victor
5,
Hedman
and then the Stars winning game 6. Victor Hedman, what?
Gonna dominate. It's gonna dominate game 6.
I hate Victor Hedman.
Cool.
Then he has the Knights game 5, and then he has the Flyers game 5 and the Islanders game 6. So, intense week for predictions and for all of our series is all 3 members here on the Nosebleeds podcast could be seeing their home teams going home very early in the playoffs when we thought that they were going to meet in the Eastern Conference Final.
The fans are turning in their sleep, wondering what's going to happen with these predictions.
What will happen in the next episode of the Nosebleeds podcast? What a teaser, because there will be definitely, if our teams get out, even if one of them gets out, by then actually the second round should be done. Should we predict round 2? Actually, no. We'll come back with an Instagram post if round 3 begins.
So we might have to do it.
Follow the Instagram.
Yeah, follow the Instagram at nosebleeds__podcast.
There's no chance that anybody watching this pod is one of our Eric already following.
See, we got devoted fans. That's why. Thank
Yeah.
you, everybody, for being so
How many,
devoted
4?
with this. 4? We had 5 questions.
Thank you very
That
much.
means we have more than 4 fans. Oh, and if you're still watching at this point, we just had our fantasy football draft go up yesterday. That was pretty funny. I watched it
How's
just last night.
the Leonard Fournette pick doing?
Not good. Leonard Fournette pick is not going good. But
Update.
actually, no, he's going to sign with a new team. Wait, what?
It's he said Bruce Arians said we'll look into it. He's a very good player. We'll see where he fits.
No. If he goes to the Bucks, I'm going to kill myself. That's going to suck.
You can't say that type of stuff, Nick.
You can't. Don't
Dude,
say that.
I hate the Bucks.
I know that. You don't
Okay,
say
yeah,
that.
I did not mean that
Yeah.
seriously. Anyway, I think that's it. I don't think we have anything else to talk about. If the Bruins lose, actually, oh no, I'm not going to be able to watch the game tonight. I'll watch it on my phone.
Nick, just
And then if they lose,
I'm pulling up.
then, that's a wrap. You'll probably see an Instagram video of me late tonight making an angry Instagram video if they lose. Yeah,
But they're not gonna lose, Nick.
If they win, that would be great because then I'll be able to make a more high quality Instagram video as soon as they lose. If they end up losing, hopefully they won't.
If they win now, I'll have a better video when they lose.
I mean, that's true. They better win tonight. If we go out in 5,
Nick, I would just make an exciting video right now because they're gonna win.
I don't want to jinx it. I really don't want to
You're
jinx
gonna
it.
win.
What's up, guys? Just letting you know, the Bruins are.
No, it wouldn't be like that. It would not be one of the update videos.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Exactly how it would be. Every single video on the Instagram is like that. For those who don't know, go check it out.
Yeah, go check it out. You can see me up to the camera saying, I say, what's up, guys, at the yeah, how's it going, everybody? That's what I say at the beginning of every single video. There's a streak of them, like 5 in a row. And if you, like, scroll through them, like, everyone starts, how's it going, everybody? How's it going, everybody? How's it going, everybody? How's it going, everybody? It's kind of weird, honestly.
Everybody.
Yeah, see?
How's it going, everybody?
All right, that's the episode. We're not going to sit here.
Everybody, a special episode of Nosebleeds podcast just went up on ACMi.
Look at that. See, if you want to see those, you have to go follow the Instagram. See, the Instagram is fire. Filled with
Those videos are more entertaining than these hour-long sessions. Just letting you guys know.
Wow. All right,
not a
that's
knock.
the episode.
Praising the videos. Don't worry.
That's the episode. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Subscribe here on ACMi Sports. Like
Check
the
us out
video.
on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Yeah, we're on Apple Podcasts and we're on Spotify.
What's
I
poppin'?
forgot to say that in
Let
our
us
last
know.
one. Because if you're on Android like Stuart, if you have an Android like Stuart does, go listen to us on Spotify because we know you don't have Apple Podcasts.
I mean, I have an iPhone to listen to Spotify, so I don't know why you have to have an Android to listen to Spotify.
Well,
No, it's just
if you have
doesn't
an
have
Android, you are not able to have Apple Podcasts.
I guess.
So then you have to use Spotify. Anyway, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and on YouTube. Go check us out on all 3 platforms. We have a bunch of episodes up in every location that you can enjoy while you're on the road. If you want to play them in your car, whatever.
Oh, wait.
Go for it.
What do you think
That's-
I'm listening to for my road
The
trip?
Nosebleeds podcast.
My
Whenever you're just driving around, it's
rides,
just
I always just jam into the Nosebleeds podcast.
volume maxed out, windows all
Yeah.
the way down.
I just
How's it
made a
going,
10
everybody?
I made a 10-hour loop video of me saying, how's it going, everybody? And
Oh God!
I have that on repeat. That's my ringtone now.
Wow, that must be a really annoying ringtone, honestly. All right, that's enough of us rambling on at the end of this episode. Let's go Bruins. Hope the Flyers lose. From ACMi Sports, my name's Nick Antonakis. We'll see you next episode. Sorry, Donis. Thanks so much for watching, everybody.